1, 2, 3, 4.
Wanna hear you go.
I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I almost quit this podcast 3 times in 2025. The first time was in March. I looked at the download numbers and thought, who am I kidding? There are 1,000 AI podcasts. What makes mine different? The second time was in July. I was exhausted. Recording every week, twice, researching, writing, trying to balance everything, and I thought, maybe this is not worth it. The third time was in October. I watched another AI expert, quote marks in the air, go viral with surface level advice that sounded good but meant nothing, because I know the difference. And I thought, maybe people don't actually want depth. Maybe they just want the shiny object. But here is what stopped me every single time. Can you guess what was it? It was you. The CEO who emailed me after the episode where I was talking about what's happening in the boardroom, and he said, you just described exactly what's happening in my boardroom. I thought I was losing my mind. Or the VP that messaged me on LinkedIn and said, I had been hiding AI use from my team because I didn't know how to talk about it. Your episode gave me the language. The executive who took the shadow AI assessment and booked a consultation because they finally understood this is not a technology problem, it's a leadership problem. You reminded me, all of you, why I started this. I am Sahar Andradi. I am your AI whisperer, and this is the AI Cafe Conversations podcast. And today we are doing something different. We are at the end of the year. It's December 27th. Hope you had a great Christmas and have an even better New Year. Today I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm showing you what 2025 taught me, why AI Cafe Conversations podcast exists, what makes us different, and what we are building together in 2026. Because you have been on this journey with me, and I want you to know where we are going next. I so appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not just saying that. So let's dive in. Let me take you back to where this started. 2024. I'm working with executives, brilliant leaders, decades of experience, track records that would make anyone jealous. And I'm watching them freeze. Not because they don't understand AI, not because they lack vision, but because their nervous system is screaming danger and they have no idea how to regulate it. I watched the CEO ban ChatGPT across his entire company because he panicked about data security. 3 months later, his best engineers left for competitors who got it. I watched the board spend 6 months evaluating AI strategy while shadow AI spread through every department like wildfire. By the time they made a decision, they had already lost control. I watched executives make fear-based decisions that damaged their organizations long-term, all because no one was talking about the neuroscience of leadership under disruption. And this is what hit me. Everyone was talking about AI tools, AI strategy, AI transformation, but no one was talking about what happens in a leader's brain when their entire world shifts overnight. No one was talking about dysregulation, conviction lag, the human cost of moving faster than our nervous systems can process. No one was centering the human in all of this. So I started AI Cafe Conversations podcast. Not as another tech podcast. I said from the beginning, I'm not a techie. Not as another 10 AI tools you need to try show. But as the place where neuroscience meets AI leadership, where we talk about shadow AI, not as a compliance nightmare, but as a signal, where we acknowledge that executives are human beings with nervous systems, not robots who should just adapt faster. I started this because I believe in human-centered AI leadership. And in 2025, you proved that this matters. Here is what you did this year. You made AI Cafe Conversation Podcast the number 63,514 podcast out of 4 million podcasts globally. 4 million podcasts globally. Let me say that again. Out of 4 million podcasts, we are in the top 2%. You made us the number 1 ranked podcast for AI for executives. You gave us a 96 out of 100 SEO score, which means when executives search for AI leadership help, they find us. You listened from 52 countries: North America, Europe, Asia, even Oceania. You're listening on your commute, during workouts, between meetings. 86% of you are on mobile phones or tablets, which tells me you are squeezing this podcast into your busy lives because it matters to you. And here's what gets me. You're not just listening, you're taking action. You have completed the Shadow AI assessment, you're booking consultations, you're sharing episodes with your teams, you are emailing me with your stories. You're proving that executives don't want surface level AI hype. You want depth. You want neuroscience. You want framework that actually work. And that's what makes AI Cafe Conversation Podcast different. Let me really be clear about something. AI Cafe Conversation Podcast is not for everyone, and I'm good with that. We don't do AI hype. We don't do chase trends. We don't give you 10 prompts to boost productivity. What we do is this. We combine neuroscience, AI strategy, and human-centered leadership in a way no one else does. We talk about shadow AI as organizational intelligence, not just risk. We explain why your brain treats AI transformation like a survival threat, and we give you tools to regulate through it. We refuse to give away proprietary framework for free, because if I'm teaching you the brain framework or the pilot system in a 20-minute podcast, I am not respecting your time or your investment. What I do instead is create demand for these frameworks. I show you why they matter. I prove they work. And then I invite you to go deeper through the Shadow AI assessment, consultations, workshops, and coaching. Because here is what I learned in 2025. Executives don't need more information. They need transformation. They need solutions. And transformation doesn't happen in a podcast episode. It happens in partnership. That's why AI Cafe Conversations podcast exists. To meet you where you are. To give you the context, the clarity, the conviction you need, and then to walk with you through the transformation. You have shown me this year that this approach works, and that's what we are doubling down on in 2026. So, what did 2025 actually teach me? Lesson number 1. Dysregulation is the hidden crisis. Every executive I worked with this year, every single one, was dealing with some level of nervous system dysregulation, and most of them didn't even know it. They thought they were bad at AI, or too slow to adapt, or losing their edge. But the truth, their brains were doing exactly what brains do under threat, and no one taught them how to regulate through disruption. That's what one of my episodes was about. The regulated leader. Actually, I'm doing an updated one and is dropping on January 1st of 2026. Starting the year right. Lesson number 2. Shadow AI is a gift, not a threat. The executives who figured this out, they are already ahead. They stopped fighting shadow AI and started listening to what it revealed about their organization. They turned risk into competitive advantage. That's what the next episode that is gonna be on the 7th of January will be about. It's the shadow AI advantage coming like on Wednesday, January 7th. Lesson number 3. You can't do this alone. The leaders who thrived in 2025 were not the ones with the best tools. They were the ones with the best support systems, coaches, consultations, frameworks, communities. Transformation is not a solo sport, and that's what we are building in 2026. Here is what I'm committing to you for 2026. First, the Path Forward series. Starting January 1st, we are launching 3 episodes, The Regulated Leader, From Chaos to Clarity, The Shadow AI Advantage, Building Your AI Leadership Legacy. We have 2 podcasts a week, a long one on Wednesday and one on Friday that is 12 minutes and shorter, Forbes article style like. This is the solution to everything we have explored in 2025. Second, going bigger. We are targeting editorial features, Apple Podcast, Spotify curated playlists, business publications. I want AI Cafe Conversation podcast in front of every executive who needs this message. Third, workshops and speaking. 2026 is the year I take this off the podcast and into stages. I already booked 2 conferences because of that. Corporate workshops, executive coaching cohorts, speaking engagement. If you want to bring this work into your organization, let's talk. Fourth, your transformation. I'm building everything, every episode, every framework, every offer with one question in mind. Does this help you become a regulated leader who thrives through AI disruption? If the answer is no, I'm not doing it. Because you have shown me what matters, and I'm listening. So here is how you can help me go even bigger in 2026. 1, please rate and review AI Cafe Conversation podcasts on Apple Podcast or Spotify or Amazon Music or Podcast Addict, whatever platform you're using. This is how we get into charts. This is how we get editorial features. This is how more executives find us. If this podcast has helped you, please take 60 seconds and leave a review. It matters more than you know. Like I always say, show me some love. Subscribe, save, and share. Second, share one episode with one executive who needs it, or one team member that needs it. You know someone who is dysregulated, who's frozen, who's drowning in AI overwhelm? Send them episode that is going to be on January 1st, the dysregulated or the regulated leader, or send them this episode, or send them to the Shadow AI assessment. I'm going to put the link in the description of this episode here. One share, one leader. That's how we grow. One leader at a time. Third, take the Shadow AI assessment if you haven't already. It's free. It takes 5 to 10 minutes, and it will show you exactly where your organization stands and where you need to focus first. I will put, like I said, the link into the description. Take the assessment, and if you're ready to go deeper, book a consultation. It's a free consultation of half an hour. The link of my calendar will be in the description. Let's talk about what regulated leadership looks like in your organization. Because here is the truth. The leaders who figured this out in 2026, they are not just surviving disruption. They are building the future. And you want to be one of them. So hopefully you are going to help me with the 3 requests that I have for you and show me some love. And here is my final ask. I want to hear from you. What are you taking from 2025? What lesson? What insight? What transformation you are carrying forward? What are you leaving behind in 2025? What fear? What limiting belief? What pattern that no longer serves you? And what are you building in 2026? What's your vision for your leadership, your organization, your legacy? Reply to this episode. Send me a message on LinkedIn. You can find me under Sahar and Radi. Email me at sahar@saharconsulting.com. Or just sit with those questions yourself. If you email me or you leave a comment on this episode, I will send you a copy of my book, AI for Coaches or AI for Leaders versus the Human Brain. It's that was one of the best new releases, #1 best releases on Amazon. AI brain meets human brain. Because the leaders who answer these questions with intentions, they are the ones who don't just survive disruption. They are the ones who build the future. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for listening, for trusting me, for making AI Cafe Conversations podcast what it is, for pushing us into the top 2%, for proving that human-centered AI leadership matters, for being the kind of executive who doesn't just want the shiny object, who wants the depth, the neuroscience, and the truth. I see you. I'm grateful for you. And I'm honored to be on this journey with you. 2025 taught us what the problem is. 2026 is when we build the solution together. Hope you had a nice Christmas. Happy New Year. Hope you had a nice Hanukkah. I will see you January 1st for the regulated leaders. Until then, stay curious, stay regulated, and keep leading forward. Remember, you can reach me on LinkedIn, Sahar and Radi. You can reach me on Instagram, Sahar the Reinvent Coach. Email me, sahar@saharconsulting.com. And I will see you in the new year. Till then, peace out.
1, 2.